Alright, pretty sure no one's here yet, as this was not a planned live stream. Oh, there are people here. Look at that. Turn off my phone. Sergeant Tank is here. What's going on, guys? Just gonna give people a couple minutes. Hopefully they're getting the notifications right now. Oh, so how's everyone doing tonight? I am tired, but I'm also kind of bored, so I figured I'd hop on here tonight. Probably not a very long stream. I didn't even have a video prepared for my backdrop, so I just picked a few short ones. Gavin says he got 2 notifications. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I forgot about KG Tropical's stream tonight. Totally failed on that. Oh, I already forgot to put rewind on. Sorry. Oh man. It won't let me, it doesn't let me enable it when it's already streaming. The ultimate was fish shopping. What did you get? Did you get anything good? KG Tropical's demands you break down the 240 and yeah, I did see his topic was about nanotanks. And Glorious Beta says that's weird. I didn't get notification for the stream. Yeah, you have to go to my channel, and after you subscribe, it'll actually put a little bell icon, and I think you have to click on that. Kayla says Aquabid is on fire tonight. Is there a lot of stuff on there? Just got some guppies. That's cool. I got new guppies too. You guys will see that in Saturday's video, I think. How do you get hard water out, Curtis? I think you have to have an RODI unit. Terra, he looks really bad, and it's not coming up and letting me pet him anymore. He was my first fish, and I don't know what's up with my buddy. Is that a... I don't think you should be really petting fish. Oh, here we are, right here. My 4-year-old blue lightning African cichlid is laying on the bottom of the tank, messing with his back tail. He has done this for 3 days. Is he sick or what? I don't want him to pass. I would start by treating him with some general cure from API and see how that goes. Your dog just bolted out the door. Yeah, I didn't put the DVR feature on there. Sorry. Curtis loves the fish in the background. Yeah, it's gonna scroll through a couple videos. Like I said, this is kind of impromptu, so I didn't. All my other ones I specifically shot a video for, except for the very first one. This one I just found some old videos that were on my hard drive that I don't think are in any of my videos. These fish are Parasiprochromis blue neon. The little shell dwellers are Multifasciatus, Neolamprologus multifasciatus. Yeah, if it's too shaky and the camera is moving around too fast, I can get rid of that video. Zevo Gamer, love your channel, thank you. Do a live stream with Corey. Yeah, we've done half a dozen, and we got a new. I think we're doing it again soon. So keep an eye out for that. hopefully we're going to be working in the fish room this weekend, so even if we don't do a live stream, we might get some video out of it at least. Gloria says, sweet, I got the little bell going. Well, and now she has to go. Well, thanks for stopping by. Manuel wants to know, how did you meet Corey? From our local aquarium society and also going to his shop, his fish store. Travis says he saw his first multi-fry in his daughter's tanks. That's really cool. So there's probably a lot of them. They just haven't come out of hiding. You probably have more than one. 209 Control says, how are your snails? It hasn't been that long since I moved them. The water's all cleared up. That's fine. They've actually, I think I have 3 clutches of eggs. So they're still laying eggs, but I think it's going to take a while for their snails, for their shells to repair. Gavin wants to know if the roots of my crypts are growing up out of the substrate. Do you think the substrate is too tight? Maybe if it's like sand, like a small sand. Yeah, that could be. So Joel says, any other fish in the same tank, fish aquaria? That might apply to actually Travis's comment here. And maybe if you have some other fish, like this tank right here, you saw the multi, and then here's the parasite. So these, neither of these fish will eat fry, but if you have other fish in your tank, they might be eating your fry. Now let's get to fish aquaria. My Pleco died, and after a week, my Pleco died after a week in my new tank. Do you know why? I read it was from ammonia. Yeah, it probably was. If your tank is only a week old, it's probably not completely cycled yet. Or is your tank a week old, or was your fish just in it for a week? I guess I might be reading that wrong. Yes, it's fluorite black sand. Yeah, their roots might have some problems with that. That's like a finer, smaller sand, so. You said I need rod to get hard water out. You need an RODI, which is reverse osmosis. And it basically takes all the hardness out of the water, all the minerals. Alright, looks like we got a mod in here tonight, so that's good. Fish aquaria. Let's see if you responded yet. Jamie says, so I'm moving from a 55 to a 125, taking the substrate and filters with me. If the bioload doesn't increase and only the water volume increases, I should be okay, correct? Theoretically, yeah. You might want a little more flow since you have more water. So maybe add like a power head or something. I'm missing Fish Aquaria's comments. I feel like you're still talking to him, but I don't see. Oh, the tank was new. Yeah, if the tank is new, you definitely got to wait for it to cycle. If I were you, I would be doing water changes like every day for the next couple weeks, or at least getting like a test kit to test your water. Because normally it takes like 4 to 6 weeks to cycle a tank for it to be ready for fish. Jack says, oh, got a couple big ones here. Hey Bob, started 55 today and I used a cycled sponge, filter and cycled Aquatop 400 canister. So is that enough to put fish in right away? Yeah, as long as you're sure they're cycled. So if you're using cycled stuff, as long as that media didn't dry out while you were changing it, then you should be okay. But if it dried out, obviously all your bacteria has died with it. Are there any Plecos? Scenic 420 says, are there any Plecos I can keep in my 20-gallon with a pair of German blue rams? Water is at 82 to 84, pH is about 8, GH is about 200. There's a ton of plecos. I don't even know where to begin. There's a lot of smaller plecos that stay under, 4 inches. A lot of the fancy plecos that love that warm water. So I would go on like Planet Catfish, one of those sites, and just look around. Hey Bob, have you ever used KFC Oregonite? Does it do a good job of maintaining pH? Think about using it for African tank. Most people use it for African tanks, and I just used it in my last video for the first time. So if you look at my last video, I would check that out. I'm using it for snails, and it's only been set up about a week. So as far as maintaining pH, I really can't speak on that yet. But so far, yes. Is Secam Prime safe sodium bisulfate? I don't think I've looked at my safe, the ingredients in it. It's probably not very smart, but I trust it. Fish Aquarius says, wait, so when you get a new tank, you have to wait 4 weeks before you put fish in it? Or you only put a few fish to get the cycle? Either way, so a lot of people will put like 1 or 2 really hardy fish in there at the start to get the cycle going. Some people will put like fish food in there to get the ammonia going. So there's a few different ways to do it. Some people or some fish stores will actually give you some of their filter media out of some of their tanks that's already cycled. So you could try that. Big J Aquatics is here. Good to see you. Scenic Tara says, I would suggest rubber lip plecos. Yep. Those are really good plecos and stay pretty cheap. I think around here they're only like $4 or $5. So, and I think they actually look pretty neat. I think it's pretty underrated fish. Rudy says you can put plants in there. They suck up ammonia. Yeah, but I don't know that that's the best way for like a beginner, like jumping into plants to cycle your tank. EJ says, hey Bob, can I keep zebra plecos in a 75 with cory cats reading they're aggressive? They'll be just fine. I don't know that your cories would like the warmer temperature that the zebras like. So I think that would be your only concern, is finding like a happy medium. Evening, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good night. Yeah. I'm glad we got some people. I wasn't sure how this was going to go since I didn't have it scheduled. Well, I scheduled it, but I scheduled it about 2 hours ago. Tara says, my cichlid is going crazy at the top of my tank now. He's going in circles and splashing water out of the tank. Maybe he's just angry. If I were you, though, I would definitely probably get some general cure as a start. My red devil has black around his fins. Say it's her lack of nutrition, so I upped the nutrition value and gave him a little bit of food, and it's still black. Is that common? It could just be stressed out for some reason. A lot of fish will get that blacker, will go really dark to black if they're stressed out. Manuel says, have I ever used ChemiPure? I have some, but I haven't used it yet. Joel says, I had that also, Big J. Might be from stress. Hey, I like when people say what I say. Makes me feel like I know what I'm talking about. Chan says, coolest Pleco, the 75 one, the 075, 75, 150, $150 plus. I think I have at least 4 of the L75. It's the Para Pleco. Little Lake Aquarium says, what can I feed my Amazon puffer? I fed it bloodworms and my snail's army big enough to feed him. Is there anything else? That's definitely a good staple. Almost any frozen food they'll eat, but they definitely love bloodworms and snails. That's pretty much what I would stick to. Thanks, Bob. I'll check it out. Will the Oregonite raise with the pH? in my soft tap water. Yeah, so my tap water is really soft. It's in the 6s. And when I measured my pH yesterday in that tank, it was like an 8.2. So yeah, it does a pretty good job. Ian Moore says, hey, if I have an open top aquarium, are guppies known to jump? My guppies don't jump. I have them in a 55-gallon tank, and only one side of it has a top on it, and I haven't found any on the floor. Jim Jobs, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Jim Jobs is sending me some moss, so I'm pretty excited about that. My water level is just below the frame. Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about him jumping out, Ian. Of course, maybe just my strain is not jumpers and yours will. I would probably keep a good eye on it for a couple days just to make sure. Chan says, I'm sorry, that didn't make sense. I meant the coolest Pleco that cost, and that cheaper to 0 to 75. Okay. 0 to $75 is going to get you most anything. The super rare fancy Plecos are going to be in that $75 and up range. For the 0 to 75, I really like the, I mean, these are fish that I have, but I really like the L239, the L75. They'll get a little bit bigger at about 6-7 inches. The $75 to $150 range is going to be the L134, which is the leopard frog Pleco, and 150 up, I think, is going to be the zebra Pleco and the L397. Okay, now we're starting to get some people in here. Looks like V-Stag is here. I saw him. He commented in the chat hours and hours ago when I still had it scheduled for Saturday, so I'm glad you made it. I thought maybe I would get this through and you wouldn't know about it. So, is RO water the best to use for Tanganyikan? I don't think so. I mean, if you remineralize it, it would be good, but I really don't see the point of taking the minerals out of your water, and then you'll just have to add them back in. L239, L134, L397. Yep, all some of my favorite. Little Lake says his favorite is the Royal Pleco. That's a cool Pleco. They can get pretty good size. Chan says, sorry, just writing from memory. The L134 looks awesome. Yes, they do. Hi, Bob. What would you do with a 20-gallon long? I would breed dwarf cichlids. Kayla says, hit the like button. I agree. Always helps out a little bit. V-Stag will always be here. He's too cold to go out in Canada. Tara says she would recommend just a regular common Pleco if you have the room for it, because those things get like 900 feet long and they produce a lot of poop. But they're definitely a cool fish. L190s are cool. Yep. Laszlo says, hey, Bobs, how's things? Things are going great. I have to get a net out of the fish department at Walmart to get my black pocket out of this tank. Not looking forward to that. This guy couldn't have a fish that big. Fish Aquarium says, I always like how you answer every question. I think I missed some. I definitely try to. And how that chat stays not too big. Yeah, if we get too many people, that might become a problem. Have you bred longfin and bristlenose? No, I'm raising up some green dragon bristlenose, and they're, I would say, probably in the next month. I think they're getting pretty close. Matthew says, which of dwarf cichlid, and I'm assuming he's referring to what would I do with that 20 long. I would do, as far as dwarf cichlids, any Episto I could get my hands on, or any crebensis besides the common crebensis. So any like pelvichromis. What is a Pleco that is higher end but sells well? The leopard frog Pleco will always sell as fast as you can make them. I'm moving from 55 to the 125 because of my common Pleco. Yeah. That's good though. Most people keep them in way too small of aquariums, so good for you. Krapil says, what's the plan for the 240? The plan for the 240, it's going to be a puffer tank. That's where my Mabu puffer will end up. Causing trouble in the tank says, oh, where'd that go? What just happened? You have some super red bristlenose too that you are breeding, don't you? Yep. And I just sold a bunch of them, and I have about 10 more to sell. I gotta go through. I got a waiting list of people, so I'm slowly working through that waiting list. Ian says, I'll definitely pay shipping for a Pleco from you. Yeah, I'm hoping to start shipping in the spring. I don't want to start learning how to ship when I think it's like 13 degrees outside. Do you have any videos of your microworm culture? No, actually I haven't. It's just in a small deli cup, so. Shishimi says, you go live more than my local news broadcast, but your stream is a bit more interesting. Well, that's good. I don't even watch the news. I hate watching the news. I did set up a GoFundMe page for all the haters that says he's a bigger fish tank. We'll have in 1 month, so if all the haters want to donate money. I think I missed what you guys are talking about. Tyler says, what up, Bob? Just use a Python for the first time. Damn, that was awesome. Yeah, Pythons are amazing. Definitely. Have I ever kept L471? I don't know that one off the top of my head. Let me take a look. L471 electric float switches. Guess I have to be more specific for Google. L471 Pleco. It's a Hypensistrus. Do we have a common name? Kind of looks like the Galaxy. To your question, no, I've never kept them. Definitely a good looking. It looks kind of like a Galaxy Pleco, but longer and skinnier. Not really as full bodied. Not a Galaxy Pleco, Snowflake. It looks like the Snowflake Pleco, but bigger. Snowflake, Snowball Pleco. I was gonna get it right eventually. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Have you ever kept Emerald Corridoras? I think I have 2 or 3 in my 125 gallon tank that I got for free. Kind of like Galaxy or Snowball. Yeah, there we go. I guess I could have just scrolled down. Kyle says, so why haven't you set up your big tanks? And I guess I could get into that. I will pause this right here. So, and it's just, I just want to touch on it because I've been getting so many questions and comments and messages. And I understand that people really want to see those tanks set up, and I guarantee you that nobody wants to see them set up more than me. So, like, I don't know, did I put it in the chat? I don't know. So I got the 240, the 125, and the 120 all sitting in my garage. And it's basically going to require a complete remodel, basically, of my fish room, which is going to be just an absolute huge chore. The biggest problem is, even to put one of those big tanks in there, I'm going to have to move like 2 walls of tanks. And I also have to move all those fish. And, you know, so I'm going to have totes set up to put all these fish in. It's not just going to be a one-day project, so they're going to have to stay in there for, you know, days, if not at least a week. And I don't know that, you know, maybe people don't realize the scope of tearing down that many tanks and setting up a new ones. And obviously, the other problem is I just can't tear down those tanks and put all those fish in these big tanks because there's way too much biodiversity. So that's the other problem. So now what I'm thinking of is kind of selling off a lot of my fish. So that'll make the transition a lot easier. And I think that's going to be the only way to do it. And then the other hard decision I have to make is which fish do I want to sell? Because the answer is none of them. Like, I've spent years getting these fish, so I just don't want to get rid of them or, you know, sell them. But I think I'm going to have to. So I'm going to have to make some hard decisions there. And it just feels like it's going to be a huge project. And that's kind of why I'm procrastinating. And so that's just kind of my mindset. I know people are still going to comment about it and message me, and I know that's not going to change. I don't mind it, but I've just figured since so many people were asking about them, I might as well just get it out there in the open. And out of the thousands, you know, of views I get, there's only 74 of you, so I'm going to keep answering these questions. But like I said, I don't mind. Tropical Happy Fish, I would buy all of your fish wholesale. Well, that's definitely not going to happen. I paid retail. So yeah, and the other thing is, so getting the 240 gallon in my fish room is essentially the easiest part of the whole project. I mean, I have to take the window out, put it, you know, move the tank in, put the window back in. That's the easy part. The hard part is tearing down and setting up. Especially because I really don't like to bother my non-fish friends with my fish problems, if that makes sense. I mean, they all enjoy it. They all, every time my friends come over, they love, the first place they go is right to the fish room. But at the same time, you know, I feel like it's not really their problem, so you have a hard time asking for help. Zebras are definitely not going anywhere. Those are a definite keeper. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like one of those projects that are like so huge that I don't even want to try to even comprehend thinking about it. So let me kind of go through here. I got 125 gallon on the PetSmart, and just setting up one seems like daunting. Yep. So setting up 3 big ones, and then I'm basically going to have to figure out a way to fit all those tanks in the room in addition to the 3 big ones. Do you have a lot of rainbows for sale? I'll probably sell all my rainbows that are not from Gary Lang. Sergeant Tank, hey Bob, if there's anything particular you want to hang on to but need time to establish, get a hold of me and I'd be willing to house in the interim and send them back to you. Thank you, I appreciate that. Andrew says, I have a 20 gallon long with a dozen rummy nose tetra. I think about getting dwarf neon rainbow fish. I think it's going to get pretty cramped depending on how many rainbow fish. Other fish I would put in there are probably corridoras. When Wes says, when you see jumbo neon tetras at the fish store, are they just adults? They're just adults. At least anytime I've seen them. Problem my experience is normal people don't appreciate fish that much, says Little Lake Aquariums. I feel the exact opposite because, you know, I get a lot of people that come over to my house and a lot of people that don't know about my fish room that aren't even really animal people, but they come in and they're just blown away. They think it's awesome. Obviously, they're never going to do it themselves, but I've never had anyone that did not like my fish room. And I feel like they definitely appreciated it. I just moved my 90 gallon in, my 75 gallon. That was a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of work. And it's something that I can't even do in stages. Like, it's going to be something that I have to do all at once. Brad says, how important is pH to fish, stability, or desirable parameters? I believe stability, having a stable pH. Obviously, pH fluctuates throughout the day. As long as it's not fluctuating from like 5 to 8. But I feel that having a stable pH is better than having the correct pH. Now, obviously, if you're getting Africans, African cichlids, you don't want to be putting them in a stable pH of 4. So, definitely keep that in mind. What is the yellow fish with the blue, neon blue fins, and can they be kept in a 20-gallon long? Yellow fish. I guess I'll have to pay attention. What's the difference between gibboscepts and plecos? Are they compatible? I'm pretty sure gibboscepts is under the same family as plecos. So yes. My friends like the tanks. My family thinks I'm crazy. That's from Stoke Aquatics. Yeah, people might think you're... My family doesn't think I'm crazy. I think they're just used to it because before this, I had dozens and dozens of reptiles, so... Jules357, good to see you again. My heater went out, and the temp went down to 62, so that's why I hate heaters. It took all day to get it heated back up. Do you think my fish, Corys will be fine, Nias will be fine? I think the only thing you'll have to worry about is maybe your betta, but if it was only one day, I'm sure it'll be just fine. Now, those ones. I'm not caught up in chat, but if you're talking about these ones right here, I guess they are kind of yellowish orange. These are Parasiprochromis blue neon. Here, I'll type it for you because that's a mouthful. Parasiprochromis. Hopefully this doesn't screw up where I am in chat. Blue neon. Yep. Totally screwed up where I was in chat. But, there you go. Maybe it didn't. Where was I? I think I was on... Now those ones. Okay, never mind. Didn't screw up my chat. Maybe I was caught up. Was I caught up? Oh, Matthew, to answer your second question, they can be kept in a 20-gallon long. I think it would be kind of rough on them. And they're basically the most peaceful cichlid you could ever own. So you don't want them with anything that's even remotely aggressive. Even though I have them in here with multis, the reason that works is that all the blue neons stay up here towards the top. Okay, yeah, looks like I'm back. Corey's neons. Yeah, Jules, I think you'll be just fine. Especially if you already got it heated back up to normal. Non-fish people always want to see a Pleco, cleaner fish. Yeah. Non-fish people always want to see a Pleco. Matthew says, look at it, look at it. Travis says, I think those are blue neons. Yeah, I typed it. The name's up here somewhere. In the chat. Right here. That's what they are right there. Stoke says, yeah, I've got the tanks plus 15 pythons and all the rodents to feed them, hence the family thinking I'm crazy. Luckily, I've never had to do the rat thing, or the mice, whichever you're doing. The few snakes I've had would do frozen. Jack says, can I successfully keep neons and Corys with crushed coral substrate? Yeah, you should be okay. Matthew said, thanks, no problem, I'm glad we were able to figure it out. because my autocorrect says something stupid. Yeah, I hate autocorrect. Gooby says happy belated birthday. That's a really belated, but thank you. I don't know if it says my birthday somewhere, but it was not really close. Ben Dover says thanks though. Jules says thanks Bob. Maybe I should just toss the fish tank heaters and keep my house a little warmer. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to probably keep it a lot warmer because the betta is gonna like high 70s. So if you're able to keep your house that warm. Aranda Children, good to see you. Well, pit bull plecos kill Corys. I don't have any experience with pit bull plecos. Sorry. JJ's Tanks asks if anyone keeps glowfish. I don't, but there might be some people on here. Brandon says, trying to find tank mates for my 90-gallon Oscar tank. He's 9 inches long. Thinking maybe Jack Dempsey pair. I know a lot of people keep Jack Dempseys with Oscars. So as long as they're not like super small, you should be okay. What fish would you recommend putting with cherry shrimp? I put guppies with my cherry shrimp. But any nanofish would do well. Tropical Happy Fish says endlers with cherries. Yep. Cameron says instead of rams, just going to upgrade my Dumbo betta with Corys. That's probably a good mix. Big J Aquatics is drinking his aquarium water. That's good. Jared Waiters says, what is your ultimate goal out of YouTube fish hobby? Well, right now I'm just having a lot of fun on YouTube. Maybe if I got to, in like 5 years, if I ever got to like Dustin's level, maybe I would start making some career choices, but it would have to be pretty big. Maybe like Joey's level, which is probably like 10 years away. But I don't know. As far as YouTube, I'm just having a lot of fun, and I like that it's bringing me to all these other fish nerds. And I somehow lost your question. I think there is a second part there. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'll stop messing with it. And goal out of the fish hobby. Kind of in the same boat, I like breeding certain fish. I don't know that that's my main goal is to breed fish. Definitely these fish you're seeing now, the Parasiprochromis, those are the ones that I specifically breed. I think I'll definitely try to breed the zebra plecos when they're big enough. I would like to actually go to a lot of places. I'd like to go to Tanzania and go to Lake Tanganyika. Obviously, trying to go to Peru this year. I think that would be my main goal out of the fish hobby is getting to travel and not necessarily collect fish out of the wild, but at least see them in their natural habitat while it's still there. That would be my ultimate goal, I think. Let's see. Alright, everyone, have a good night. Well, I'm sure you already left and you won't hear this, but thanks for stopping by Stokes Aquatic. Jim Jobs, Corey or Pleco seem to leave the shrimp alone. Yeah, there are a small number of Plecos that eat shrimp, but probably none that you're going to find at any of the local fish stores. I'm going to Daphne, Alabama this weekend to pick up a flower horn at the pet shop. That's my dedication to this fish hobby. Alabama. Not sure how far that is from you. Certainly far from me. What African cichlid in 40-gallon breeder? Are you asking what cichlid can you put in there, or what cichlids are in here? In the tank in the background, this is a 40-gallon breeder. And they are Pundamilia nearii, something like that. Rudy Island. Probably just butchered that name, but that's how it goes. Alright, I need to start going through these questions. Tropical fish happy. Oh, I think I'm going to do that every time. I want to see you lick the water on camera. There's a few people that have done it, a few different channels. How do you think dwarf quarries would be with angelfish? I think they'd probably get eaten. Favorite tank you have is my 75-gallon Lake Tanganyika tank. Most all fish will eat shrimplets. Yep, so you're definitely going to want to have lots of plants. Flower horns look so weird. They are a unique fish, that's for sure. So he says it's worth a drive. Has anyone crossbred flower horns with pink convicts? I got 2 of them who paired up. I'm sure that's happened. Joel says, Bob, any opinions on cameras to use for underwater filming, reefs, lakes, rivers? I don't have a lot of, I'm not really good with cameras yet. I'm just kind of learning about them now. So I just bought, some of my videos have underwater footage, and it's like a $50 action camera that I just got on Amazon. I'm sure it's some like Chinese brand knockoff type of GoPro thing, but still shoots 1080. It's not the greatest, but it works pretty good. But as far as like an actual real camera, I just don't have a lot of experience in that. JJ's tank says, can I keep peacock cichlids in a 40-gallon breeder tank? Might be kind of tough. I don't think I wouldn't keep them anything under a 55-gallon. They would much rather have a 4-foot tank than a 3-foot. What are your thoughts on nano tanks? V-Stag wants to know. They can be pretty fun. I don't know if this is considered a nano tank, but my betta tank is right here, and it's 9 gallons. It's pretty cool. I don't think I'd want a ton of them because they take more work. Tropical Fish Happy says, you will learn the name though. Just think of tropical and happy fish. I don't know. I say it now, since I said it on accident the first time, now I say it wrong on purpose. Jules357 says, oops, I misread that about sponge and shrimp. I think I missed something. Kayla says, I have a GoPro and a knockoff GoPro 2. I think the knockoff is better. Yeah, personally, from what I've seen from the GoPros, I don't think they're worth the money, but that's just me. I'm working on Project Lucas. Okay. Not sure what that is, sorry. Jules says, my hang on back filter sucks mine up. I have to dump them out. I think I'm missing what you guys are talking about, but that's alright. I meant, what African cichlid would you recommend for my 40-gallon breeder? That's what I thought. I would look at maybe Sino tilapia. There's a few different species, but they stay at about that 4-inch range. It's an Mbuna. Not really too aggressive, and they can be a lot of fun. I have some videos of them on my channel in a 40-gallon breeder. Oh, LR Brett's Aquatics. That's who we're talking about. I saw Lucas, and I wonder if that was the Lucas. LR Bretts needs to respond to my Facebook message. Maybe he has. I haven't been on Facebook in a while. And I have a message. And it's from Lucas. Alright, I take that back. Okay, they are painted, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. I'll message you back about that after the stream. One of my, Lucas, one of my other friends is on, local friends, is on your waiting list for your painted fire reds. And so I couldn't remember if that's what I was on the waiting list for too. I did respond. Yeah, I see that now. I haven't been on Facebook in a while. That's my fault. Brett should go live with Bob while he's water changing. I would have to start. I think I would have to start a new chat through Google Hangouts. I've never done it. I need a guinea pig. I need to try it. We need DARPA to make a water change robot for fish keepers. That would be pretty awesome. What are the dimensions of your blue neon tank? It's a 40-gallon breeder, just the standard 40 breeder, so 36 by 18 by something tall. I don't remember. You're a wizard, Lucas. Yep. In real life, too. Lucas says, yeah, I need to go down that list and start contacting people. Kit Kat Kitty says, how many fish would you recommend to keep in a 20-gallon? It completely depends on the fish. If you pick a fish that you like and then ask me how many of these types of fish, wow, I already got the tracking number. Anyways, so yes, if you pick a fish you want and then ask me how many of these types of fish can fit in a 20-gallon, I would be able to answer that better. Bob, I will be your Google Hangout guinea pig sometime. I don't know how to use it either. Maybe we could try to do that Saturday, because I know we're both going to be live streaming. I just know when Corey does it, you see the little Google icon, the watermark. So I'm pretty sure it's not going to work through the standard YouTube live stream. Joel says, I like cobalt spirulina flakes. Yeah, I used those for my Tropheus for a while until I ran out. And there's none of my local fish stores has them. So now I switched them to New Life Spectrum. But it was a good food. I'm happy with it. The Ultimate says, how many male guppies in a 20 long? I would probably do around 10, depending on what else you have in there. Kitty says, rummy nose or German blue rams. And your 20-gallon. You could do like a dozen tetras, or I would do like one pair of German blue rams. Tropical Happy Fish says, you guys are like superheroes for the little guys. We were all little guys. I'm still a little guy. Sounds good. We could try that. The only other thing in there is plants. I would still probably just maybe a dozen at the most. Tropical Happy Fish says, is there a way to make two people live at once? Yes. And they'll switch back and forth depending on who's talking. I'm not sure how it's going to work if both people are talking at the same time, but you don't really do that in real life either, so I don't think that'll be a problem. Talmari says, where can I get a good priced 125 gallon? The best price is going to be used. Joel says, I want a Steenfott Aquatics trucker cat. I was thinking about doing like a contest for someone to design a logo. Since I'm the most uncreative person in the world, maybe someone can, maybe a couple people can come up with some logos and we can vote on it, and then the winner will get something. I don't know. I was thinking about doing something like that. I don't know how it would go over. I don't know if it'd go over well with my little community, a little fish community, but I think it would be pretty fun. Kayla says, I've seen a live stream with 4 people in little squares vaping. I know, like, there's certainly programs where it shows everyone at once. That would be the way I would want to do it. So like this would be cut in half and we would be on each side. I would prefer that over switching back and forth. EJ Fishes 76 says, have a good evening, Bob and everyone. Need to drop off. Thanks for stopping by on my impromptu live stream. Mr. Fish, have you ever had a multi bury another multi shell? Not necessarily bury it, but they will go and grab it and drag it across the tank. And then once that male figures it out, he'll go and grab his shell and drag it back across, and they'll just do that all day long. Talmari Turner says, do you sell fish online? No, I do not sell fish online currently, maybe in the spring, but I'm not really a business. I'm just a hobbyist, so I don't have a website or anything like that. Will I be going to any other fish conventions soon? I might go to the American Library Association, which I think is in May. But right now I'm pretty focused on going to Peru. Definitely half screen, and half screen would be cooler. Yep, I agree. It would be nice if you could do live at once in groups of 6 or 10. Man, I think having 10 people on one live chat would be a mess. It would be too hard to make sure people don't talk at the same time. Bob, do you like monster fish? I do like monster fish. I just don't keep them because I don't have enough room for big tanks for them. My one big tank is going to be for my Mabu puffer, which when he's an adult could be considered a monster fish since they get like 2 feet plus. Somebody asked me a question. When is the Peru trip? We don't know yet. Still working on details. It's going to be a logistical nightmare, so I won't know anytime soon. I don't talk about subs, taboo, but I only subscribe to the small channels with Aquarium Co-op as an exception. I feel like channels sometimes change once they get bigger, and then I kind of lose interest in them. I don't know, that's just me. And I hope that if I ever get bigger that I won't change, and I don't think I will. But I would like to think so. David says, I know he's awesome. Probably talking about Lucas again. LR Bretts and Bob, is Java Moss cold tolerant? I keep it in unheated aquariums around 70 degrees, and it grows just fine. Talmari, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Tara, I don't think any of my pet stores are under construction. Favorite nano fish is the 4-spot live bear. 4-spot live bear. AKA Dustin. Oh, I was just talking about like YouTube channels in general, not necessarily the fish community. Because really, there's not any big fish channels as far as the YouTube universe, right? I mean, there's no fish people that have millions of subscribers. Whereas it seems like every other genre always has channels with just millions of subscribers. What's your favorite monster fish? I don't know. I get asked that, and I always say I'm going to have to think about it and get back to you, but then I never do because I just don't know. It would have to be a shark of some sort. I've always been fascinated by a freshwater shark. And I don't know them well enough because I know I can never have one to know the name. Stingrays are cool, but not really my thing. Again, it's because I can't have a tank big enough for them. Raruchi says there's no fish channel over 500. Yeah, I mean, Joey's the biggest and he just hit 300. So there's, in the YouTube universe, there's really no big fish channels. Joel says, how's this? I've watched one Joey video and maybe two Dustin. I think I've seen almost all of their videos. Maybe not Dustin's because he has like 1,000. But I definitely was nerding out on his Peru videos, which I think are super underrated. Like, they're some of the least watched videos on his channel. And, you know, it kind of makes me sad because when I go, I'm going to be posting a ton of Peru content. So I hope people like it. I need to catch up on Dustin's fish room tour, says Rurutu. Big J Aquatics says, I don't like watching Joe anymore. It's a long story. I saw your video on it, and that was kind of unfortunate. It sounds like a challenge for Corey. Do you know if African cichlids need salt? Will they do fine without it? They don't specifically need salt, but they do need minerals. Joel says, I've watched all the aquarium co-op ones, 300 plus, including the 40-minute screensaver. I'm currently about 4 videos behind on co-op. Kayla says, I first found Dustin doing the ghetto fish tank setup. One thing that I wish I could go back and do would be to kind of, like when I subscribe to someone, like write down how many subscribers they have or keep a record of it. Because I really enjoy watching a lot of your guys' channel. Like, who was it? Somebody just commented to me, and he, it was like, hey, I just found your channel, I subbed to you, it'd be cool if you could subscribe back, kind of one of those things. And I was like, hey, I've been subscribed to you for a long time. And he has like 250 subscribers. It was Fish Room or Fish something. I'm subscribed to like 500 people. I can't keep everyone straight. But I remember subscribing to him when he had like 50 subscribers, and now he has like 250, and I just thought that was really cool. Even though he didn't have a clue who I was, but that's alright, because not a lot of people know who I am. Man, now I don't remember who it was. But anyways, you get the idea. I thought that was pretty cool. Did you have a chance to check out Fish Guys Expeditions? Nope, but I still got my post-it note with the name on it. I usually don't nerd out on YouTube until Sunday because I'm super busy during the week, and then Saturday is like fish change, maintenance, live stream day. Tropical Happy Fish says, I've been subscribed to your channel when you first started. Oh, really, huh? I can check that. Well, I'm going to look. Okay, I'm not going to. That takes too much work. I'll believe you. Bob was the one who found me for Aquarium Co-op. Yeah, that's a really good story. So it was right after Corey did my fish room tour on his channel, and we were talking, and he was like, I need to find more fish rooms. And I don't even know how I came across your channel, Lucas, but I was watching it, and I was like, holy cow, this guy has like 150 tanks. They're all planted. This is amazing. And then I messaged Corey like right away. I'm like, dude, we have to go here and look at his fish room. And then, I don't know, 5-6 months later, we were at your house filming your fish room. It's pretty awesome. Barbara is here. Hello. Well, I'm glad we got almost everyone for a non-scheduled live stream. We're still missing Short and Anxious. But we got almost everyone. Anyways, Aftershock Beta says, I've watched a lot of videos. I think each of you guys provide a unique and different view on your own individual touches to aquarium YouTube videos. Yeah, that's why I watch so many different people. And really, it's almost impossible to keep up on all of them. So don't get sad if I don't like see your videos for like weeks at a time, because I basically am subscribed to like 500 channels, and I start at A, and I go all the way through the alphabet, and then start over, and it takes a long time, especially when I only watch videos like once or twice a week. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. That's awesome. Didn't know the whole story and how it came about. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty awesome. And it was funny because I messaged him and I'm like, dude, you have to check out this channel. And then like a day passed. I'm like, so what do you think? He's like, oh, I haven't got a chance yet. And I'm like, dude, go look at the channel right now. And he's like, and then he saw it and he's like, yeah, I need to go do a fish room tour. Inglorious Betas is back. Definitely another cool channel to check out, especially if you like betas. I think you're going to get an update on my beta on Saturday. It's been a while since I've had them on film. Tara says, what's your thought on getting big fish such as red-tailed catfish? Is it a big cool thing or a big waste of money? I don't get them because I can't properly house them. I'm not really a fan of putting, big monster fish in like 55-gallon tanks. I thought when you mentioned betas, I knew it was Inglorious Betas. Let's see. I know I missed some comments. I missed a ton of comments. Sorry, guys. Happens. Nick says, cool channel. Nick, I think a lot of your comments are getting blocked because of your name. So Nick, just to clarify, or, clarify on that comment, I am beta testing a new feature for YouTube as far as them, because right now you basically have a big list of words that you can ban yourself. Well, YouTube is kind of doing that themselves with this new feature, and they picked me to beta test it, and so I think you're automatically getting blocked because of your name. So sorry about that. And if anyone was wondering, his name is Nick the D spelled out. I'm sure you can imagine what that is. Ian says, get Google Chromecast and you can make a playlist to watch and let it go on in the background. That's what I'm doing now. I'm watching my subscriptions on the TV through my tablet and watching you live. Whew, that's a lot of YouTube. Big J, I just checked my spam folder on YouTube and literally got 10 subscribers because they went to spam. Yeah, I'm really bad at checking YouTube messages because there's so much spam. I get so many like networks that want me to join their network and give them half my earnings, and for nothing, because I do nothing for you. So if your channel, once you get to like, I think it was once I got to 1,000 subscribers, I started getting spammed and spammed and spammed by all these companies that wanted me to join their YouTube network, and they're like, oh, we'll promote your videos and blah blah blah. Well, they don't do crap, and they want like 50% of your revenue, so don't ever do it. You should do a live stream when you Skype random fans on stream, and you get to ask a few questions apiece. I haven't used Skype in so long, but that's definitely something worth thinking about. And here is Nick. You are this guy here. I'd rather have spam. Breed some troll-eating fish. And Glorious sends the trolls our way. And Glorious says, whoa, that would be awesome. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. For me, my problem is finding the time to figure out how to do it all. Kayla hates the word spam, but likes the spam the food. Troll stink. Hey Bob, just got here. Thanks for stopping by, Robert. Are those shell-dwelling cichlids in the background? So in this video, yes, like that guy on the bottom there. The smaller silver ones are Neolamprologus multifasciatus. It's kind of cool how you answer so many questions. You've helped me quite a bit. Thank you. Well, thank you. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with them all, but I try. Spam is just one step above pink slime in the incredible food category. Yeah, that pink slime. Boy. That's why I don't eat fast food, because it's all that pink slime meat. Especially Arby's. The Arby's meat comes in a powdered form. That's hard for me to wrap my head around. I don't know why I'm asking, but any cichlids that can be in soft water, and Glorious Bettas wants to know, and I would say like all Epistogramma. Most of the dwarf cichlids are going to be soft water. If you're asking for African cichlids, then you're going to want West African cichlids. Can be in soft water. Yeah, Rurudu, that's actually a pretty good point. Pretty much any cichlid besides African cichlids. Jason says, love my multis from Bob. They're breeding like crazy. Jason was kind enough to drive all the way up here. That was nice. Tara says, is it legal to keep fish you catch in the wild? Not in my state. It varies by state. Mosquito fish. Probably. I think mosquito fish are, in most states, are legal to catch, but not even in my state. Discus are soft water. Yep. That's a cichlid. Samantha says, night all. It's after 11 here. Gotta go. Oblivion Ram, soft water. Yep. So I think Inglorious Beta got her answer question. Everything except Rift Lake cichlids. Will Amanos eat cherry shrimplets? So somebody commented on my yellow shrimp video that I just released because I had a mono shrimp in there, and they recommended that I take them out because they'll eat the shrimplets. And so now I'm kind of curious. So I'm going to watch them when I actually have shrimplets. I'm going to see what happens. It'll either be a success or a major disaster. But now there's only 2 Amano shrimp in there, so I don't think they're going to be able to eat how many shrimp the yellows will have. Yeah, I've never heard of a mono shrimp eating shrimp. As far as I know, they're herbivores. So, we'll see. Oh, yeah, you can keep everything except non-native fish, which mosquito fish are now native. They're probably invasive. I think mosquito fish are an invasive species a lot of states. Tyler says, I have an empty 75. What to do? 75 is one of my favorite sizes because there's so many things you can do. Do gouramis attack live shrimp? I believe gouramis will eat shrimp. I don't think they would kill them just to kill them. I think they would eat them. Monos will eat dead fish and shrimp. Yeah, I'm sure they definitely pick at them. Mosquito fish are introduced by humans to fight West Nile virus. Oh, I've never heard of that. What is your most favorite fish in the hobby and why? I don't have like one favorite fish. I have a lot of favorite fish. That would be a really hard question to answer. It would take probably hours. Charles Fish Tank says, I can't ever get on when these things start. Hello, Bob. Hello, everyone. I don't think anyone got on when this thing started. Well, there's a couple people, but this one wasn't planned, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. $1 for 12 ounces. Charles Fish Tanks just got some new pretty rare angel fish you guys should check out. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm reading a message. But yeah, Charles Fish Tanks just got some pretty rare angel fish. If you like angel fish, I would check them out. They're the Leopoldi. Joel says, interesting, y'all in the States refer to tanks by volume, whereas New Zealand and Australia refer to dimensions. Everywhere else is dimensions, because that's what's really important. Except for us Americans, I guess, don't realize that. But like that's all through Europe too. They do it by how long the tank is. Lauren Clark is here. He says, never put sparkling gouramis with shrimp. They will stare them down and then bite their heads off, and then later eat their bodies. Well, that's pretty gruesome. Yeah, they do measure in centimeters. So if I said feet, sorry about that. But aren't tanks standard by gallon? So if you were to go to Europe and you were like, and you said, what size tank is best for rainbow fish? They would say 4 feet. They wouldn't say 55 gallon. They would say, well, obviously they're not going to say feet, but I'm just saying. They would tell you the length, not the gallons. Barbara wants to know if mosquito fish are related to guppies. I don't know them well enough to know if they are or not. Maybe someone in chat will. Charles says, thanks, Bob. Thanks, Bob. The Leopoldi angels are exploring the tank now and even come up to the glass. That's cool. Looking forward to an update video on them. I saw they were kind of huddled in the back. Pavilion says, reckon rainbows and guppies would do well together in a tank. As adult guppies they would, but the rainbows will probably eat the fry. See if I missed any comments. I can bear you all. Okay. He works in IT. The measurement centimeters. I think I'm all caught up. Jason says, oh, will you be at next week's meeting? He's referring to the Greater Seattle Aquarium Society. I should be there. Lauren Clark is going to be there, hopefully, because he has a fish tank for me, and I have some plants and food for him. Tropical Happy Fish says, Bob, what race are you? I am the human race. I am not an alien. David, sometimes it's on collection when they get air in their stomach. You guys are talking about something I missed. And Glorious Bettas was looking for softwater cichlids. You should give her these angels. It's going to need a bigger tank. I don't think she could put them in a Tupperware container in her drawer. Pavilion N says, can you sex dwarf neons? If you're talking about the praecox, yes. And if just Google it and you'll see pictures of each sex and it'll be really clear. Bob is from the Seahawks tribe of Northwest USA. Yep. Even though they're letting me down, I still stick with them. Aftershock Beta says, I love the shell-dwelling cichlids. Makes me kind of want some. Can you share more information on them based on your personal experience? So I keep them at about 78 degrees at a pH of about 8.5, hard water, and they are awesome, and you should get some. So they have probably the most personality of any small fish that you're ever going to find. And you can see in this video here, I am keeping them with Parasiprochromis. I would probably recommend, if you wanted them to be in something, or if you wanted other fish to put with them, I would stay away from, don't mix your shell dwellers, keep one type. I would probably not keep them with rock dwellers. I mean, it's been done, a lot of people do it, but there can be some aggression there. But I think Cyprochromis are going to be your best bet if you want to put them with something else. Tropical Happy Fish says, Bob, why do you hate on me? I don't think I was hating on you. Was I? What did, some air. Raised too fast from deep water. Was it my answer to the what race am I? I'm the human race. Jason says, multifasciatus are truly plug and play. They are a blast. Yeah, they're really awesome. And the bigger the tank, I think the better. You know, this is old, so this is a 40-gallon breeder, but now I keep them in a 50-gallon breeder, and they're just super awesome. All About DIY says, when's the Tropheus species profile? Compatibility, fish, escape, and diet. I've never done a species profile on any fish, I don't think. Maybe I have one or two species profile? I don't think I've ever done one though. There's so much information on the web, I feel like a species profile would not get watched very much. Because for me, personally, I would rather just go to like Planet Catfish or one of the other ones and just spend a minute reading about it versus watching like a 5 or 10-minute video. So I think since I don't do it, since I don't do it when I'm researching fish, I just, maybe that's why I'm not interested in making videos on species profiles. Does that make sense? I knew you were kidding. Big J has a video on how to cure swim bladder, if anybody wants to see that. So yeah, that's my answer all about DIY. I hope that made sense. Mark says, any Canadians here price out zebra plecos? How much? I'd be curious to see what they sell for in Canada. By the way, I'm only going to 8:30 because I still have errands to run tonight. Tropical Fish Success. Subscribe. I'm gonna take a look at. I thought I was already to subscribe to you. Haven't we gone over some of your videos? I know I was just watching your videos the other day. Yeah. I'm seeing my watch history and I've seen every single one of your videos. I don't know why I wasn't subscribed to you. Sorry about that. Maybe that was part of the YouTube subscribe bug that's been going around. Uh-oh. Did I just kill my stream? Am I still live? I accidentally closed out my YouTube tab. Not seeing any new chat. Oh, yes. Okay, there we go. That was weird. I accidentally closed my tab going to your channel. Bob is going to make a spamage. I could go for a sandwich. I'm not going to get dinner. I just have to... I do have to buy groceries, but I'm not going to get dinner because I don't want to eat this late. Jules357 says, could you recommend a good light for a 5.5 gallon tank with Java Moss and Anubias? I would buy a clip-on light, like the Phoenix Planet Plus clip-on light, even though it's 5.5 gallons. At 5.5 gallons, if you bought like the Phoenix Planet Plus, if you ever wanted a carpeting plant, you should be able to do it. So that's what I would go with. Tropical Happy Fish says, you're tripping, Bob. Probably. Am I subscribed to you? Yep. Barbara is snoring. What fish are those? These are Parasiprochromis blue neon. Barbara is not snoring. Her cat is snoring. Fortunately, Anubias does not require a lot of light. I mean, yeah, you could technically go on like Amazon and eBay and buy like a $15 clip-on light, and it would probably grow your Anubias. It won't look that great, but it'll work. Mark says he heard 100 to 150 for zebra plecos today in Alberta, Canada. Somebody commented, I think they were in Australia, that someone was selling 3 of them for $3,000, which is ridiculous. Tyler says, I'm going to make my first video soon. I'm moving my 37 tank into a 29 tank. I know it sounds dumb, but my 30 gallon is a PetSmart brand, and I can get an Aquarium 29 for $23 tomorrow. It's a trust thing. Yeah? Fail Bob. I believe Bob is tripping. Nope. I'm certainly not tripping. I'm misreading on purpose. Because it's funny to me. Did you lose us? My chat window stayed up, but my YouTube tab closed out. So that's kind of weird. Give me the number in Australia. Yeah, I would sell right now. I would sell my zebra plecos at $1,000 a piece if someone was foolish enough to pay that. Anyways, Tyler says it's a trust thing. Yeah, I have a 37 gallon tank as well from Aquarium, and even I would prefer a 29. Not even a trust thing. I just prefer that size better. I think a 37 is too tall. It's too hard. It's too hard to light it. Abby says, bye guys. Thanks for stopping by, Abby. 29 gallons for $23 is a great deal. Aiden says, darn it, I'm an hour late and I'm leaving in 6 minutes. But this should be uploaded in about an hour and you can rewatch it if you want. Tropical Happy Fish says, people do pay $1,000 a piece. Yeah, I would think they would for like proven breeding adults, but if they're paying $1,000 for fry, then I need to start selling them. I need to find those people. Oh, maybe I got you guys confused. Tropical Fish Success and Tropical Happy Fish. That's kind of the same thing. Too rich for my blood? Yeah, I got a really good deal on my zebra plecos. Otherwise, I wouldn't have them. That's for sure. I've seen breeder pairs for 500. See that? Now that is reasonable. Elijah has a 38-gallon bow front. What should I put in it? Whatever you like. That is one of the hardest questions for anyone to answer. How many red cherry shrimp to add to the 55-gallon? Anybody answer? Please answer. I probably have about 1,000 in my 55-gallon tank. So any amount. Big J Aquatics said, I only paid $15 for my baby flower horn. The fish store by me sells adults for $15. That's how unpopular they are in my area. Pavilion says, I'm going to cook a barbecue. See you guys. Barbecue is my absolute favorite food. I don't even care if you're making cereal on the barbecue. Anything on the barbecue is my favorite food. David paid $5 for his pair of paku. I'm hoping to get some good deals next week at our monthly auction. Aquatic horticulturist Frank has subscribed. Let's take a look at aquatic horticulturist. Horticulturist. Sorry. Looks like a newer channel. I'll go ahead and check it out. Oh, I should stop doing that though, because I almost exited out of YouTube again. All right, I'll save it for afterwards. I'll start looking at channels afterwards. Sabotage says, what do you think about 3D backgrounds? I think they are awesome, but I would never buy a pre-made 3D background because I feel they're way too expensive. You know, some of them for like for standard size tanks of like 55 or 75, they're like $300 plus for a piece of foam. That I don't know, that seems ridiculous to me. And I know there's, you know, research and development, and it's not just foam, but essentially they ship you a piece of foam with paint on it. For $300 plus, I'd rather just build my own. There's a lot of good videos on Joey's channel about building your own background. And I've built my own backgrounds for some of my reptile tanks, but I haven't done it for fish tanks yet. Tropical Happy Fish says all living organisms adapt to live. Yep, I think I learned that in Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park. Was it nature finds a way or something finds a way? Something like that. Tropical Happy Fish says, I recently started breeding bumblebee gobies. They are amazing fish. Are you keeping those in brackish or are you keeping them in fresh? Rurudu says, just paint the back of the tanks black. Yeah, that's what I do now. It's so easy and it looks really good. So it's hard for me to spend days on a 3D background when just a black background looks good. Tropical Happy Fish says, you're a clown, Bob. Yep. Yep, I am. Are hobbies aggressive? Must be missing some side conversations there. Yeah, the Ultimate says, I had a 3D background in my 75, took up a lot of space, and I have fallen in love with just black backgrounds. If I had like a big show tank, like big, even bigger than my 240, maybe like the Marineland 300-gallon deep tank, not the Marineland tank because it's garbage, but that dimension of that tank because it's deep, maybe then I would do a 3D background. I've never seen Cyprichromis in stores. Did you get those via mail or from a local breeder? I got them via mail. Where did that go? Anthony, I got those via mail from cichlidlovers.com. I promise that is a safe site. Cichlidlovers.com is where I got most of my Cyprichromis. The Paracyprichromis in this video I got from the Wet Spot Tropical Fish in Portland, Oregon. And they usually have a pretty good selection as well. They're just kind of expensive. I have a question. My one female sunshine cichlid breeds, but she doesn't pick up the eggs. What's wrong? She could just not be an experienced mom yet. Sometimes it takes them a couple times to get it down right. So maybe if she's been doing that for years, then she's probably never gonna get it down. Tropical Happy Fish. A lot of people have trouble with them because they don't feed live food. Yeah. Luckily, I have a really good source for live food now, especially for nanofish. My 10-gallon tank has just overgrown with detritus worms. If you look, it's just an entire layer, and it's so awesome because I can just scoop them out and feed them to all my small fish. You can also cut some driftwood to be flat on one side and glue the back of the glass. Yeah, I've done that with a lot of my reptile tanks too. Taking rocks and wood, and then using the expanding foam to make your background. But it's a lot of work, and I can just go get Plasti Dip, and it takes like 10 minutes, and then you have a awesome looking background. Gooby Goober says, have you ever kept a feather fin? Yes, I have feather fins in some of my tanks now, in one of my tanks. I don't remember offhand what kind it is. It's the green tiger, Magara, something like that. Big J Aquatics says, I love my painted blue back. Can do black. My fish would be hard to see. I prefer black because you can really do a lot with the lighting with a black background. So that's why I like black. Like, as far as, I like black backgrounds with the light all the way forward, so it's really dark in the back, and it kind of looks like the tank just goes on forever. I have a featherfin catfish with guppies. Is your featherfin eating your guppy fry? Yep, the dip works. I love Plasti Dip. That's like my new favorite thing. When I found Plasti Dip, oh man, I bought like 100 cans of it, and I Plasti Dipped everything. Not even fish related stuff. I was Plasti Dipping my car. Oh man, I went off the deep end with Plasti Dip when I discovered it. Rygar666 says, I had a 3D background called Re-Ceramic. There are various sellers in Germany, and it was the worst choice of my life. I had problems for a year and paid a lot of money. Yep. You have no female guppies at the moment, so you don't have fry, is what you're saying. Rutu says, anyone do algae mat walls? I was going to try to do it with, oh, I don't even remember what it is. What's that stupid plant? I don't remember. But I was going to try it, and then I didn't like the plant, and now the plant's like infested in like 5 of my tanks. Kind of a pain. It's a type of moss. I don't remember what kind, though. Kayla says, would poster board make a good background for aquariums? Yep, black poster board looks almost just as good as Plasti Dip, if not the same. Penny says, hey David, how are you? Alright. Same tank, some Corlas and Flourish. Changed. I'm over backgrounds. Yep. So like this tank here, this is just what I was talking about. So the back is painted black, and the light is moved all the way forward. And so when the fish swim to the back, it's like they're just swimming out into the abyss. Like see, there goes that guy. There goes that guy. And if they go back far enough, they'll actually disappear. Here comes a big male out of the back. And that's what I like. That's the effect I like. That's why I like the black background. Auto tint would work, but I feel like that's more expensive than Plasti Dip. Penny says, sorry I'm late, but I would love to know what kind of beautiful fish there are behind you. These are Pundamilia nererii. Oh man, Pundamilia Rudy Island species. These are Parasiprochromis blue neon, and the silverfish, smaller one, are Neolamprologus multifasciata. These are one of my favorite fish right there, though. The Parasiprochromis. Oops. Gavin says, gotta go, Bob. Oh, I'm way past my go time, too. Rudy says, I saw a plastic art background from Walmart on a few tanks. That's awesome. Got to go, Bob. Getting late here. Thanks for the live stream. Thanks for stopping, Gavin. It's nice of everyone to stop by since this wasn't scheduled or planned. Molly's may eat the shrimp. Molly's will probably definitely eat shrimplets. Penny says, I love that one, Bob. Yeah, this is an awesome fish. It took me a long time to get this fish. So this is a Paracyprochromis, but it's true for Cyprochromis as well, is that they're extremely delicate until they get to like this size. So a lot of people will ship them when they're like an inch, and they'll never make it. They'll die every time because they'll break their spines in shipping. So if they get tossed around at all, they're basically dead. So after I bought some on Aquabid, and the guy sent just the smallest of fry, and of course they all died. And so that really kind of pissed me off because they're really expensive fish. But at least he gave me my money back. And then I ordered some from my local fish store, and they didn't come in. And I ordered them again, and they didn't come in. And then finally, after about a year of trying to get them, I ordered some through my local fish store and finally got them in. And since then, I've just been breeding them and hoarding them all to myself. And I might have close to 100 now. You see how many are in the fry saver here. But I'm going to keep hoarding them. I'm not going to sell them for a while. I want to get like 200 or 300 of them. I miss KG Tropical to watch Bob. KG Tropical was before me, though. Probably detritus worms, harmless. Yeah, detritus worms are what I'm raising in my own separate 10-gallon tank. They're a great food source. How big do they get? If you're talking about these fish, these are adults, and it's right around that 4-inch range. Jewel says, thanks for another great live stream, Bob. Going to go watch the snow. I'm really jealous that you got snow. We don't get real snow where I'm at. But anyways, I got to call it too, guys. The next live stream is Saturday at 5 p.m. That's my normal live stream day, is Saturday. I've also been at 5 p.m. I've been pretty consistent with my Tuesday live stream, but I think I'm going to change it to Monday, because that's like going 3 days without a video or live stream. So, well, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, yeah, 3 days. So I think I'm going to switch it up and do live stream on Mondays now instead of Tuesday. Of course, I say that now, and I'll probably end up live streaming both days. It's just the way it is. But I'm going to try to make it my regular live stream Saturday at 5 o'clock, and then Monday, I haven't really picked a time yet, probably 6 or 7. And then Lucas's live stream, who is LR Brett's Aquatics and chat. So I do my live stream at 5 p.m. Pacific on Saturday, and then we followed up with his at 7 p.m. Pacific. So it's just a long night of fish nerds talking. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's going to do it for me tonight. Almost made it 2 hours, but like I said, I got stuff to do. So that's it for me, and hopefully I'll see you guys all on Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you.